I think we need to be very careful with this, because we need to be very aware all the time of what values we're promoting in our work. And there's research done recently, Dunton and Kirk, Common Cause Handbook it's called, and what they basically looked at is that there's been mapped out all the values, and they label them into intrinsic and extrinsic values. And it's basically when we're promoting one, we're weakening the other. It's what's called the seesaw effect. And what they'd say, so a lot of NGOs might say, do this project, it'll be good for your CV, and actually that's promoting extrinsic values, values that are sort of, superficial probably in some way, whereas rather than do this project because it's the right thing to do, it's an important thing to do. So we need to be, I think if we want to be focusing on continuous engagement, we should be focusing on intrinsic values, questions of social justice, care for the environment, these universal values, universalism that's more important than one individual person. However, it is very important, like volunteers and keeping volunteers engaged is vital, and that's my role within COLOV. We recently done a piece of research that was looking at 12 steps, what 12 factors can we do to support active citizenship, and one of them was very much that volunteers need, organisations should be open and flexible to encourage the volunteers for their input to help shape the direction of the organisation. So this will be open and flexible to the needs and the wants of the return volunteers. It's also really important that, it's very important that we grow as people. I think it's a human need that we want to grow. So if we want to keep people engaged, then we need to be offering them spaces that they can grow into, whether that's training courses or attending conferences, or perhaps sharing inputs from some possible work they may have done into groups. I think that's all really valuable. That might lead to opportunities for careers and that, which is wonderful. But I really do think, the social recognition of the issues that are bigger, the bigger issue, and not getting lost in the ego of one individual, but actually feeding that with the work into the higher purpose of why we do what we do, and just be very clear about the values that we're promoting all the time. One of the reasons why we feel it's so important that people after their return home get involved in these issues is that the issues we face, they're not just local, they're global, and they don't, these issues don't just affect one part of the world, they affect the entire world. The world is interconnected, and so we believe that people who are return development workers have a unique role to play because they've seen these issues from a local and a global perspective. So they'll have a unique opportunity by bringing them together and connecting the dots. Because it's the same things that cause poverty and climate change in Tanzania that it does in Ireland too, unfair structures. And so these are people who have maybe seen it from both angles, so offer a bit more of an insight. So then it's really important that they get it, they have a space and an opportunity to focus that energy, and that's where within COLOV we try to create that. And it could be the membership groups, or it might be writing a blog for the website, or it might be facilitating on a development education workshop that we run too. So just everybody has different skills, different abilities and different wants and different times. So it's about creating the spaces to allow everyone to have their own unique role to play.